On behalf of everybody here at the University of Maryland, welcome to Jim Smith, the brand spanking new athletic director here in College Park. Congratulations on the appointment. Congratulations on taking over a program that has nowhere to go except up.
Well, thanks, Johnny. It's great to be with a legend at Maryland and be able to spend some time with you. It's a dream for me to be here at Maryland, to be with you, and to represent Terp Nation. So I'm just thrilled to be here.
When you look at your background, what you've done at Ohio State, graduating from Northwestern, okay, then getting your master's from Ohio State, the Ohio State University, and then coming to Maryland, all the pro sports that you've worked with. I mean, your resume is tremendous. You have so much experience in all these different areas.
I've just been really fortunate to work with great people and have great leaders at each of those stops and been a leader at a couple of those stops as well. And it's great to be able to pull all the different pieces together that you learn along the way and apply them to the job you're in. And I think that's been a little bit of my ability, is to be able to learn from where I've been and take it to where I'm going.
When people ask you, why the University of Maryland?
What's your answer? Yeah, and I've got that question a lot.
Sure.
So two-part answer to that. One, when I was presented with the opportunity to be considered, it was really about what the thought was going forward. Oh, very, very. I was very surprised. But when I read the job description and then did the first interview, I realized that Maryland was willing to do something no other university was willing to do. And that was to look at the athletic program through a different lens and how it can move up in the Big Ten from a revenue perspective, and knowing that it's going to take perhaps a different approach to do that. The second part of it, though, was, and equally as important, it wasn't just the job description that said, hey, we want something different. We want someone with the experiences of someone like myself, but it was the president. You also have to have alignment. You can write a job description, but you have to have alignment with a president that believes that this is the path forward, that's willing to try this as the path forward, with the ultimate goal of making all our programs that much more successful and making our student athlete experience incredible. So that's what the end result of what we hope is going to happen during my time here is the revenue is going to increase. We're going to be highly competitive in all our sports in the Big Ten because we already have the coaching component here. Coaches here are great.
No question.
It's really amazing talking to them and hearing their passion for Maryland. So that part is figured out. The rest of the puzzle is what we have to do together.
When you left the college rank, you go to the pros, Atlanta Falcons, Atlanta Braves, where you are right now. You won't be here till after the All-Star game. You have something to do with that too, don't you?
I do.
I mean, you put that whole thing together. Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah. Again, great team at the Braves. It's never one person when you have success like they've had, and the All-Star game is a unique animal.
Yes.
In that it's a big event. It requires commitments from many different municipalities, support of the team. So it's working all those things together. So I was pleased that Dr. Pines would allow me to finish that project because it's really important to the Braves, it's really important to Atlanta, and it's really important to me. So I'm very blessed that that opportunity was given to me to finish that.
Jim, there's not that much difference in pro sports and college sports.
I think there is, though, Johnny. I think the difference is our student athlete has way more responsibilities than what a professional athlete has, right? And so we have to make sure we're understanding of that while building this program up. So from a pure business perspective, I think you're right. They're very similar. But I think the component of the student athlete that's introduced here and making sure, because we're dealing with many times young student athletes, and we're developing them as young adults as well as elite athletes. And so when we're doing both of those things, and we're doing them at a high level, that's when we know we'll have achieved at a very high level.
And there's so much talk about athletics being at such a crossroads today with the transfer portal, with the NIL, with the fundraising and so forth. It's never been this challenging, I think, for any university to be successful.
Yeah, it is. When I was doing my press conference, I referenced all the things changing in college athletics, and then I paused for a second and said, "Am I insane?" Right? Is this actually doable? Yeah. And the answer is yes, it is. But there is a little bit there's going to be constant uncertainty. We just hope we get there one step at a time. This is about the building blocks. The first piece, this legislation that the judge needs to finalize her ruling, which will give us that first building block in getting
a big chunk of money.
And a big chunk of money that we can then deploy to our student athletes.
I think you would have mentioned also at your press conference about you want to make this a really good fan experience. Mm-hmm. Make it something people want to go to. A basketball game, a field hockey game, a lacrosse game, a baseball game, a football game.
I think it's a critical, important piece of all sports, whether it's professional or college. The piece, everybody's passionate and will come when you win. But you want them to come when you win and leave and say, that fan experience was incredible. And that's, one takeaway is the Braves consistently get ranked at the highest level of fan experience, right? And because they spend a lot of time thinking about that.
They get it. They basically get it.
They get it. But we've only won one world championship in the last 20 years. So it's not about just winning championships. It's about creating a really great environment to see a really competitive team. The championship piece is really hard. Everything has to go right to win a championship, but everything doesn't have to go right to create an incredible fan experience.
Well, I got this ring.
I see that.
2002. Not one single McDonald's All-American on this basketball team. Guys that worked together, played together, fought together, win or lose, and had that chip on the shoulder like Gary Williams has, probably like Buzz Williams will have it in basketball right now. Yeah. And that goes a long, long way.
It really does. There's got to be, every program needs a little bit of an edge.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to, whether it's the chip on the shoulder or a little bit of an attitude, that's the difference between having a good program and getting an elite program.
When you think back in your career, there's always somebody along the way that said, hey, you can do this, you can do that. Don't ever think you can't be successful. How about mentors for you? Gene Smith would be one, I'm sure.
Gene is great. I've been blessed with so many opportunities to work and win with incredible executives, right? So, I can take you through the journey, and whether you're a big professional wrestling fan or not, when I worked for Vince McMahon, he was a marketing genius, and he understood that. And that was back in the 90s, right? So then I worked for Andy Geiger, and Andy had a vision, right? He had a vision for what he believed was the greatest student-athlete experience and winning combination, right? Those two things together, and Andy taught me a lot. And I worked for Lamar Hunt and running his soccer team. Right? Another guy who, is the founder of today's NFL with the AFL and the NFL merger. And then I went to work for Arthur Blank, right? Who started Home Depot, has the Falcons, launched Atlanta United. You learn so much from being around these people. Then when I went back to Ohio State, I got to know Gene and could see the experience that Gene that he brought to Ohio State and elevated what was already an incredible program. So it's great to have all these people that you can rely on as you go through your career and learn from. And I think that's been really important for my career throughout and the successes that I've had.
As you looked at this potential job, when your name came up and you were surprised about this, what was the biggest concern that you had?
Well, I didn't know Dr. Pines, right? So always on a college campus, the president is so important. And wasn't sure how that relationship is with the trustees and things like that, because everything else about this job is incredible. You're in a massive market. You've got an incredible academic institution. Yeah. You have great coaches, really good administrators. So where's the missing piece here? And so once all that kind of fell into place, you're like, this can be special. I think we can be really special. I think that's the goal, is to be really special. There are special people here. We need to get all our programs up to being consistently competitive and achieving at high levels.
And you've already had a chance to talk to the coaches, meet most of them?
I met most of them, talked to many on the phone. Very exciting. I didn't get any different sense meeting them in person than when I talked to them on the phone. They're Maryland all the way through.
Oh, absolutely.
And they care about this place, and they want it to be successful. And there seems to be, that's early, seems to be a little bit more collegial feel among them in how they want the program to move forward.
And you know the Big Ten, having spent all those years at Ohio State. You know how tough it is. And we're finding that out after 35 years in the ACC. The Big Ten is not a piece of cake. It's tough.
No, it is tough. Every week's going to be a massive challenge in whatever sport we're in. And I think part of it is that's where resources and people make a difference.
Yeah.
The people are right. The resources we have to get right.
How about family?
So,
That's so very important.
Really important to me. Two parts to the family, my family and my family here at work, right? My family here at work, we spend so much time together that you have to know who you're working with and how their families are, and making sure we're going to constantly create an environment where families are welcome. We all want to achieve at a high level. The majority of us are a high type A, and we want to go hard. But there's got to be always time carved away to be with your family. My personal one is I have 4 children. I've been married 32 years. My wife's been here with me. We're just thrilled to be coming. We're thrilled to be coming to College Park, and my children are as well, although they're mostly grown at this point.
Have you had a chance to sit behind closed doors, put your feet up and say, okay, here's what I'm going to attack first. I'm going to go after this, and after this.
So I have definite ideas of what I want to do, but I think it'd be premature without coming in and doing a little listening and hearing what's been done, what's been successful, what hasn't worked, why hasn't it worked. And it's not going to take very long. You know, the one thing about being in this industry a long time, it doesn't take a lot of time to know what questions to ask and be able to move forward here pretty fast.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Welcome. All the best. You're going to knock them dead, I guarantee you.
I hope so.
Thank
That's
you,
the
Joe.
plan. Thank you.